Picture this. It's a random Tuesday evening. You open your banking app just to check something real quick. Maybe confirm your rent posted, maybe see your balance before the weekend. And you're scrolling through your transactions and something catches your eye. $47. You don't recognize it. No merchant name that means anything to you. Just a charge. $47. You keep scrolling. There's another one from last month. And the month before that, you squint at the screen trying to remember what this even is. You can't. And here's what makes it worse. You keep scrolling and you find another one you don't recognize, then another, then another. By the time you're done, you've found charges you can't explain totaling over $180 that month alone. And you didn't buy anything. You didn't go on a trip. You didn't splurge on anything. The money just left. If that sounds familiar, if you've ever been caught off guard by a charge you forgot was even happening, this video is for you. Because what you just experienced isn't bad luck. It isn't a fluke. It's a system that was specifically designed to take your money while you're not looking. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, how much it's actually costing you, and how to shut it down for good. My name is Katipo, and I spend way too much time thinking about the sneaky, quiet, completely legal ways that modern companies drain money from people who work hard for every dollar they earn, and why most people have no idea it's happening to them. If you're someone who feels like your paycheck disappears faster than it should, like you're doing responsible things, but you still can't seem to get ahead, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this ends up helping you out. Because today, we're talking about what I call the $47 problem. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how much invisible subscriptions are costing you, why your brain is literally working against you when it comes to detecting them, and the step-by-step process to find every single one and kill it. Whole numbers. The numbers nobody wants to look at. Let's start with the actual scale of this problem, because I think most people dramatically underestimate it. According to a 2023 study by C+R Research, a market research firm that surveys consumer spending behavior, the average American spends $219 per month on subscription services. That's $2,628 per year now. When those same Americans were asked before the survey how much they thought they were spending on subscriptions, the average answer was $86 per month. Read that again. People estimated $86. The reality was $219. That is a 155% underestimate. Here's what most people don't realize. That gap between what you think you're spending and what you're actually spending is not an accident. It is a feature. It is the entire business model. And that $219 per month is just the average. When you factor in annual plans, free trials that auto-converted, forgotten logins, and family plans you're funding alone, the number climbs considerably higher for a large segment of the population. A 2022 analysis by Waterfall Asset Management found that Americans collectively waste over $32.8 billion per year on unused or forgotten subscriptions. Billion, with a B. And look, let me do the math on what that actually means for your long-term financial life, because this is where it gets really interesting. Let's say you're losing a conservative $125 per month to subscriptions you don't use or don't remember. That's $500 per year. If you invested that $1,500 annually into a simple index fund, earning the market's historical average of about 8%, here's what happens. After 10 years, approximately $22,000. After 20 years, approximately $74,000. After 30 years, approximately $187,000. That's nearly $200,000 in retirement wealth gone because of charges that average $47 at a time. That is the 47 problem, not one big mistake. Dozens of small, automatic, invisible ones. Why your brain can't see it now, you might be thinking, Katipo, I'm a reasonably intelligent adult. How am I spending $219 a month and not knowing about it? Great question. And the answer is not that you're irresponsible, it's that you're human. Here's the thing. Subscription billing exploits a very specific quirk in how the human brain processes recurring charges versus one-time purchases. When you walk into a store and hand over $200 cash for something, your brain registers that transaction fully. There's friction. You feel it. Behavioral economists call this the pain of paying, the psychological discomfort that actually helps regulate your spending behavior. But When $14.99 gets pulled from your account on the 12th of every month, your brain barely registers it at all. Researchers at Duke University found that the psychological impact of recurring automatic charges is dramatically lower than equivalent one-time purchases. Over time, your brain essentially removes them from your awareness and treats them as background noise. The subscription economy was built entirely on this cognitive blind spot, and it gets worse. Companies have spent billions of dollars optimizing the specific friction points that might cause you to cancel. Think about how easy it is to sign up for a free trial. You give your card number, skip past the terms, and you're in. Now think about how easy it is to cancel. Buried menu options. Are you sure? Screens. Pause instead of cancel offers. We'll miss you. Guilt flows. In some cases, you can only cancel by calling a phone number, and the hold time is intentionally long. The FTC actually filed a lawsuit against Amazon in 2023 specifically for using what they call dark patterns, interface design techniques that make it deliberately difficult to cancel Prime. The complaint described how Amazon had internally named their retention flow Iliad, after the ancient Greek epic that takes forever to get through. This isn't a coincidence. This is engineering, the 7 categories of invisible subscriptions. Look, let me break down where these charges actually hide, because once you know the categories, you'll start recognizing them immediately. Streaming services. This one people know about, but they consistently undercount. The average household in 2024 subscribes to 4.5 streaming platforms according to Deloitte's Digital Media Trends report. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Max, Peacock, Paramount+, Apple TV+, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube Premium, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. The list just keeps growing. Most households are actively watching 2 of these at any given time and passively paying for the rest. At an average of $12-16 per platform, that's $48.60 per month in platforms you're not using this month. Software and app subscriptions. This one catches people completely off guard. Adobe Creative Cloud, $54.99 per month. Microsoft 365, $9.99 per month. Password managers, VPN services, cloud storage tiers, that meditation app you downloaded in January and used for 6 days, these are all auto-renewing. A 2023 report by Productive found that the average employee has access to 97 different SaaS tools, and that number doesn't include personal apps. Many people have personal software subscriptions running quietly in the background for years. Free trials that converted. Here's the classic trap. You sign up for a 7-day or 30-day free trial. The company sends you a welcome email, maybe a product tutorial email, but not always a reminder email before the trial ends. Some do, many don't. The charge converts quietly. You never notice because it's small. A study by West Monroe Partners found that Americans have, on average, 2.4 subscriptions they signed up for on free trials and forgot to cancel. At an average post-trial price of $14.20 per month, that's between $34 and $48 per month in charges you literally never intended to pay. Annual renewals. These are particularly sneaky because they happen once a year, which means by the time the charge hits, you've completely forgotten about it. The charge feels like a one-time purchase, but it's actually a recurring annual event. Domain registrations, annual software licenses, magazine subscriptions, membership sites. Amazon Prime itself is $139 per year. That's a $139 charge that appears once and can easily be confused for something else in a busy account statement. Physical product subscriptions, meal kits, supplement boxes, coffee subscriptions, pet supply auto ships, beauty boxes. According to McKinsey, the subscription box industry grew by over 100% between 2019 and 2023. Millions of Americans are receiving boxes they forgot they ordered, and some are receiving boxes they actively tried to cancel. Gym and fitness memberships Americans spent an estimated $35 billion on gym memberships in 2023, according to IHRSA, the fitness industry's trade association. And the same report estimates that approximately 67% of gym memberships go unused. That's not people canceling and not paying. That's people paying and not showing up. Month after month, sometimes for years. A $40 per month gym membership you haven't visited since February costs you $440 by December. And gyms know this. Their entire financial model depends on it. Platform fees and tier upgrades, cloud storage upgrades that auto-renewed when your phone ran out of space. Premium tiers on apps you used to use more. Higher subscription levels you upgraded to during a busy week and never downgraded. Game subscriptions. Dating app subscriptions. These are notorious for the difficulty of canceling them. The real math, 15,000 over a decade. Now let me show you why the number I'm using in this title is $15,000 and not just $2,000. Let's be conservative and say you have $2,200 per year, $100 per month. In subscriptions you either don't use, don't remember, or wouldn't consciously choose to keep paying for if you reviewed them today. Based on the research I cited earlier, that is a realistic number for a significant portion of Americans. Many people are higher. Over 10 years, that's $12,000 just in raw cash leaving your account. But here's what most people don't realize. The real cost is the opportunity cost, what that money would have become if you'd invested it. $100 per month invested for 10 years at 8% annual returns equals approximately $18,295. And that's just 10 years. Extend it to 20 years and you're looking at $58,902. The math compounds dramatically. Now let's flip it the other way. If instead of investing that $100 per month, you put it on a credit card because you came up short 1 month and had to use plastic, that $100 becomes $122 per month you owe at 22% interest if you carry a balance. The subscriptions aren't just costing you what they charge. They're costing you what that money could have become. That's the real $15,000 or significantly more over a decade. How to find every invisible subscription. The audit method. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting because most people think finding their subscriptions is harder than it actually is. It's not. It just takes about 45 minutes if you do it systematically. Here's the exact method I recommend. I call it the 3-source audit. Your bank and credit card statements go back 13 months, not 1 month, not 3 months. 13 months. Why 13? Because annual subscriptions renew once a year, and if you go back exactly 12 months, you might miss one that renewed early. Look at every single transaction below $100. Subscriptions almost universally fall under this threshold because companies have learned that larger charges trigger cancellations. Make a list of every recurring merchant name you see. If you see the same merchant appearing monthly, quarterly, or yearly, write it down. Don't filter yet. Just capture everything. Your email inbox. I'll search your inbox for the following phrases. Your subscription, your plan. Renewal confirmation, payment received, you're subscribed to, trial ending, your free trial. You'll be surprised what comes up. Most subscription services email you at least once for sign-up confirmation, payment receipts, or renewal notices. Your inbox is a paper trail for everything your bank statement doesn't name clearly. This one gets missed constantly. On iPhone, settings your name subscriptions. This shows you every active subscription linked to your Apple ID. On Android, Google Play profile icon, payments and subscriptions. These in-app subscriptions often have completely different merchant names than what you'd expect, which is why they don't always match up with what you see in your bank statement. Cross-reference all 3 sources. Any subscription that appears on your list that you cannot immediately justify keeping, flag it. The decision framework, keep, pause, or kill now. Here's the part most subscription canceling advice skips entirely. They just say, cancel everything. But that's not actually what you should do. Some subscriptions are worth every penny. The question isn't, can I cut this? The question is, does this earn its spot? Here's a simple 3-question framework for every subscription you flag. Have I used this in the last 30 days? If no, it goes on the kill list. No exceptions. No, but I might use it, rationalizations. If you haven't touched it in a month, you don't need it right now. You can always resubscribe later when you actually have a use for it. If this didn't exist and I had to buy it again today, would I? This is the replacement test. It forces you to evaluate the subscription on its current value, not its historic value, not the sunk cost of what you've already paid. If the honest answer is no, kill list. Is there a cheaper version or a free alternative that does 80% of the same thing? A lot of premium subscriptions have perfectly adequate free tiers, competitors, or open source alternatives that most people never explore. Spotify Premium versus Spotify Free with ads, Microsoft 365 versus Google Docs, cloud storage upgrades versus actually clearing your photo library. If there's a viable free alternative, downgrade or switch. The cancellation playbook, now you have your kill list. Here's how to actually execute cancellations without getting sucked into the retention trap. Cancel before you contact customer service. Whenever possible, cancel directly through the app, the website account settings, or the App Store, not by calling or chatting. Phone and chat cancellations involve trained retention specialists whose entire job is to keep you subscribed. They're good at it. Avoid them when you can. If you must not contact support, state your intent immediately and clearly. Don't say, "I'm thinking about canceling." Say, "I am canceling today. Please process my cancellation." Companies are legally required to honor cancellation requests. They may offer you deals or discounts. If the service is genuinely valuable, you can accept. But don't let the offer restart a conversation you've already decided to end. Screenshot or save the cancellation confirmation every single time. Some services have been known to not process cancellations correctly, and without proof, disputing the charge later is much harder. Confirmation email, screenshot of the confirmation page, save it somewhere. If a company won't cancel your subscription, dispute the charge. You have the right to dispute charges with your bank or credit card company. If a company makes it impossible to cancel and continues charging you after a documented cancellation request, contact your card issuer directly. Card companies take these disputes seriously, especially if you can document your cancellation attempt. The protection system going forward finding and killing your current subscriptions is step one. But here's the thing. Without a system in place, you'll be back in the same position in 18 months. Here's the simple 3-part protection system. The free trial rule: never enter your primary debit or credit card for a free trial. Full stop. Instead, use a virtual card number. Services like Privacy.com generate single-use or merchant-specific virtual card numbers for free. You enter that number for the trial. When the trial ends, the card either stops working or only works for that specific merchant up to a limit you set. No more forgotten conversions. If Privacy.com isn't available in your area, many banks offer their own virtual card features. Check with your bank. If they don't, use a prepaid card with a very low balance. The monthly 10-minute review, once a month, on a day you choose, maybe the day you get paid, maybe the first of the month. Spend 10 minutes reviewing your transactions for the past 30 days. Specifically look for any subscription charge you didn't consciously renew this month. Catch problems when they're 1 charge old, not 12. The new subscription protocol: anytime you sign up for a new subscription, do 3 things immediately. First, set a calendar reminder for the day before the trial ends or the day before the next renewal date. Second, evaluate at the time of sign up. What will I get from this that I don't have right now? Third, and this sounds simple, but almost nobody does it, write it down somewhere. A note on your phone, a spreadsheet, a sticky note on your monitor, just a running list of subscriptions I'm currently paying for. Update it when you add, update it when you cancel. That list becomes your single source of truth. Look, I want to be direct with you about something. The companies behind these subscriptions are not evil. They're offering products and services. Some of them are genuinely valuable. But the business model, automatic billing, frictionless sign-up, friction-heavy cancellation, small charges designed to hide below the threshold of awareness, that business model is intentionally optimized to capture money from people who aren't paying close attention. And the only defense is attention, not perfect budgeting, not radical frugality, just awareness. The 45-minute audit I walked you through today, if you do it this week, this weekend, even tonight, could realistically free up $100, $150, $200 per month. For many people, it's more. If you invest that money instead of spending it, you're not just saving a few bucks. You are literally building long-term wealth from money that was already leaving your account and delivering you nothing in return. That is not a small thing. That is potentially tens of thousands of dollars over the course of your financial life. The $47 problem is real, but it has a solution, and the solution is not complicated. It's just a decision to look. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, tonight, before you close this video, open your banking app, scroll back 3 months, find one subscription you forgot you were paying for, just one, put it on the kill list, and then come back and do the rest of the audit this weekend. That is how change actually happens. Not one massive overhaul, one subscription at a time. If this video helped you see your spending differently, hit that like button. It genuinely helps get this in front of people who need it. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. Practical, no fluff, actually doable money strategies. And drop a comment below with the first subscription you're canceling today. Because that number in your comment, that's not just a dollar amount. That's the beginning of a completely different financial future.